Start now.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Hi, I'm Nicky.
Hi, I'm Bailey.
Hi, I'm Sophie.
I'm Siobhan.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi. Just giving you this extract to have a quick look through. Is there anything that you've seen that is maybe slightly different from the other extracts that you've worked through so far with Blood Brothers?
Nicky's a lot older
Mhm.
than what he was, because the last time we had a look at the script he was 7.
Mhm. Yep. And how do we know?
We've got Linda pregnant.
Right. So he's in a relationship, yeah? Mm-hmm. What's his mum's reaction?
She's not happy. She just straight up asks, do you?
Okay, so why would she possibly ask that question?
She might be a bit worried because of her religion.
Mm-hmm.
She's worried that he's got her pregnant and they won't last.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's not going to be correct for her religion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Where else does that get indicated?
When she asks when Miss Johnson asks when's the wedding, I think she kind of hints that because she's Christian, to have a baby, you've got to be married. It's like, I don't want to say
Catholic.
real, but it's like their
Mm-hmm.
religion. That's what they have
Yeah.
to go about.
So it's almost like that rule of marriage before
Yeah.
sex. Yeah. What sort of things will you have to do regarding Mickey's performance? What you're going to have to change? Because I know that you've looked at other extracts.
Like your voice and how you act.
Okay, so
He's
He's less childish
Yeah,
now.
he's more
He's more
like
grown
he's a
up.
grown up, so he's got to act like a man instead of a kid, as he was in the previous ones.
yeah. So how?
It's probably more serious.
So a little bit more serious. So what other things are you going to start putting in place?
You could talk, look at the way he walks, the way he stands, the way
He looks.
he pronounces things.
How he dresses,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Okay. Because what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to look through this extract and you're going to start working through the characterisation. What about Mum? What sort of class of character? So what sort of class background do these guys come from? Are we from an upper class, a middle class, or a working class?
Working.
Right. Is there anything in the script that would indicate that? What about some of the words that they use?
Para.
Excellent.
Is that's like you if you was higher class or middle class, it wouldn't talk like that. We'd speak
Yeah.
like it'd be all in full English,
Mm-hmm.
and not like slang.
Yes, it's more formal.
Excellent. Yeah. So we've got, it's quite slang, informal. There's also something else that you hear in that type of dialogue, and it's an accent. What is the accent for this? So we've got the Scouse Liverpudlian.
Probably Scouse accent.
Yeah, excellent, Josh. Nice display there. Thank you. Right, what we are going to do, we're going to split up. I'm going to add in the character of the narrator, however, as well. So you're going to work in groups of 3. The narrator. Somebody you've been introduced to a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
So, what is the narrator's role?
Tells the story so it makes sense to the audience.
Right.
Like the narrator comes in to add bits in,
Mm.
kind of set the scene. if that makes sense.
Isn't like the narrator like method of using like foreboding, like hints a lot of different like bad events before it actually happens?
Right, I really like what you've just said, foreboding, because the narrator in this, that does appear to be their role. Done in a very, very strange way.
He just appears in and disappears, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He
Mm-hmm.
just comes out.
He plays multiple characters as well. He plays like the bus driver.
Mm-hmm. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to start working through this, and you're going to start working on some of the staging. Yeah, if you 3 work together and you 3 work together, okay, right? And you're going to have a bit of a stage on this. What I really want you to do is really think about character and how you can present that older character from the younger character. Yeah? Also the mother. And think about that foreboding narrator as well. Yeah? Right.
Okay.
Go.
Right, well,
There was one day in October when the sun began to fade, and winter broke the promise that summer had just made. It was one day in October when the rain came falling down, and someone said the boogeyman was seen around the town.
You're going to be late, Mickey. I don't want you to get the sack and spend your days in line around like our Sammy. Come on.
Mom.
What?
Oh,
Come on.
Mom, Linda's pregnant.
Do you love her?
Oh yeah.
When's the wedding?
We thought it's about a month before Christmas. Anyway, Mom, we did wait for a bit. You mad?
At you? Some hypocrite I'd be. No, I'm not mad, son. I'm just thinking, you've not had much of a life with me, have you?
Don't be stupid, of course I have. Great year, man. So I better get a move on. Started laying people off in the factory now.
Okay, thank you. Right, can you guys sort of just gather around here just a little bit? Because what I'm wanting to do is just get your opinion on how you can start possibly changing your performance. So, Brandon, I could start with you first. Your character, the narrator. What do you want to get across to your audience from them?
So from my text, I think what the narrator is trying to do is try to predict the events that are like coming around, that are like sort of scary.
Mhm.
So because you can tell they use the word October and then like fade, May, downtown. I think sort of influences like a sinister, more sinister voice.
Mhm.
Maybe for me, what I need to do is emphasis more on some words,
Yeah.
just to slow down the pace
Mhm.
and then make it more dramatic.
Mhm. Would you do any movement with it, or would you rather like be in the spot?
I think being on the spot
Yeah.
makes him feel more powerful.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. Siobhan. Mother.
She's a bit like, she has like a soft tone in her voice when she's
Mhm.
like talking, because she just gets to the point at the same time
Yeah.
of when it comes to like when's the wedding and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So right at the beginning, the first line, she's a bit not frustrated, but she's like, oh, come on, hurry up, get changed, that kind of thing you would, like a
Mhm.
motherly kind of figure would.
Yeah.
And she's walking over, so for movement I would have walking over to Mickey.
Mhm.
So it shows that kind of what's happening on stage.
Yeah.
And then would just try and I would stay in one spot
Mhm.
without doing too much movement.
Yeah. Would you make any physical contact with Mickey?
When I would tap him on the shoulder when he goes, when he gives me a hug, I would hug him back, so I wouldn't just stand there.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of thing that like a mother would do. Trying to think of different ways, like of how a mother would react. So, like, or how her movements would be.
When she
around-
finds out that she's the Linda, yes,
Yeah.
is pregnant.
She'd be a bit startled because it's not part of their religion.
Yeah.
It's like you have to get married before you can have kids.
It's
So-
more that it's not accepted within the religion.
Yeah. So a bit not a little bit angry because it's like it's
So
done
how
a bit
could,
different.
so physically, maybe vocally, how would you possibly do that?
But it's like standing over him to show that like I'm in more power, like to explain.
Could
to
you walk
him.
away from him?
Yeah.
Do you, when you're,
I could walk away from him so he understands like what he's like done away by feelings, or if by breaking that, walking away will actually show him that he's done something that he should have done.
Yeah.
Or kind of thing.
What does it normally show that sort of if you turn your back on somebody you really walk?
You don't really care about them, kind of thing. It's like you don't really want to be bothered with them straight away.
Right.
You want some time to think over stuff and.
Okay. When you were at maybe, I don't know, school or something, and you'd done something and somebody made a comment at you, what was one of the most devastating comments you could ever have made to you? It was like, I am. Can you say that again, Josh?
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
Right. That idea of disappointment, that could be represented when she turns up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's soul destroying. Yeah.
Because that's like one thing that the mother doesn't really want, and it's like a mother, like a bond kind of thing. If you break that, it's there's a lot of trust to come back to it. So
Okay.
walking away.
Excellent. So you've got some ideas now.
Yeah.
Right. And Josh.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
My name is Josh and I'll be playing Mickey.
Excellent. Right. So, tell us a bit about how you would like to perform. Mickey, you've got a great accent. There.
Well, like, at first I put in my accent because like, I can do a Scouse accent, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Yeah. Very
at
effective.
first I'm like, I was thinking maybe I could like be sitting down on a chair, maybe because it's morning, like drinking a cup of tea or coffee, like maybe reading the newspaper, and that's when Mrs. Johnson or Siobhan comes in and says, "You're gonna be late, Mick," and all this, and then like, because it's morning, like I can't be bothered, so I'm gonna be like, what, and then say, you know what I mean, like, hard to explain.
How do you think he feels when he's got to announce to his mum that he's got Linda pregnant?
He's kind of thinking like maybe should I tell her, and then like when he gets it out, she's like quite supportive, but
Right.
like she wants him to like kind of go on in the religion way and have like children being married and stuff,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
actually having a full on relationship and asking. That's why she asks him if he loves her like
Yeah.
properly and stuff.
So how would you do that in terms of your performance to show that you're
Well, I was thinking like to start off with, I'd be sat on the chair, and then when Mrs. Johnston says, when I ask her if I can live with her for a bit longer, and then she says after the bit where she goes, "You've not had much of a life with me, have you?" That's when like I go, "Don't be stupid, of course I have," and then I stand up and go, "You great, you are, Mum," and give her a hug and stuff.
yeah. Would you think about maybe laughing, because you've got this lovely laugh? You know, like when when you're trying to make somebody feel better, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, don't be stupid, Mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got that really nice sort of. It's almost like a cuddle.
Yeah,
but
it's
not a
like it's
cuddle.
still like you've got that little kid inside you in
Yeah.
a way. When you're an adult, it's one of them
Yeah.
that you just always have.
Right, you guys are giving me a nice description. Let's have a go at it.
Okay.
Right? Let's have a wee go. See how this works.
It was one day in October when the sun began to fade and winter broke the promise that summer had just made. It was one day in October when the rain came falling down and someone said the boogeyman was seen around the town.
You're gonna be late, Mick. I don't want you getting that sack and spending your days in line, round like Sammy. Come on.
Mum,
What?
what?
Come on.
Mum, Linda's pregnant.
Do you love her?
Oh yeah.
When's the wedding?
Thought about a month before Christmas. Anyway, Mum, can we live here for a bit? You're mad?
At you? So hypocritical. I'd be. No, I'm not mad, son. I'm just thinking. You've not had much of a life with me, have you?
Don't be stupid, Mum. Of course I have. Look at how you are. Anyway, Mum, gotta go. Ta-da. Gotta get a move on. Start laying people off in the factory, you know. Ta-da, Mum. Thanks.
Okay. Right, Brandon, when you do your first bit, I'd like you to come in, but I would like you to gesture out more.
What?
Okay? As though you're telling a story to the audience, so it's a bit
Need
more.
more gesture.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
So start reading through and just let it happen naturally.
Okay. It was one day in October when the sun began to fade and winter broke the promise that that summer had just made. It was one day in October when the rain came falling down, and someone said the boogeyman was seen around the town.
With jazz hands at the end.
No,
Right.
because I just
The-
boogeyman, so I was
yeah,
like, ooh.
gestures are starting to work a little bit more. Can you
Okay.
guys run from when you say, "Ma'am, Linda's pregnant,"
Oh, sorry.
right? What I would like you to do,
Yeah,
however,
Mum Linda's pregnant, you know.
what I would like you to do, Josh, is take a little bit more time when you deliver out the line, have a bit of a